You are listening to the Fuerte Network.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Hey Bitch with Danny. And that's it. Nobody else, because Memo was a fucking little bitch that fucking went to Hawaii and left me and abandoned me for this fucking show. But I'm so glad you're here. We have a very special show tonight. I brought my friends here because the topic for today is toxic masculinity. And who else to talk about that than these toxic motherfuckers right here?
You still hang out with us, so whatever.
Julio's like, I didn't come for this.
You said you missed me.
We got my friend here, Rene and Julio, and of course, our friend of the show, Dulce, here off the camera because I don't know why that's the way she likes it. But welcome, y'all.
Hey,
how y'all doing? How was your week?
How was your week, man?
Difficult.
What? How so?
Trabajo a lot.
Oh my god, that's what everybody does.
Whatever, dude. Wow, whatever.
What's your name?
Chill. I failed my test in class, but it's
you go
okay.
to school?
Yeah.
Are you still at Tempe High?
No, McClintock.
No, fuck you.
Wait, you guys don't have college degrees yet?
How dare you?
Hey, speaking about toxic masculinity.
Wow.
Exactly, right?
That was
Exactly.
highly unnecessary.
Wow, dude. Wow. Scoot over.
He unrolls his diploma dick out.
Hey, it's not very big, all right?
We know.
How do you know?
You guys play football together, right?
We've known each other since what, 6th grade?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of us, we've known each other since
Yeah,
sixth
so
grade.
we've known each other since 6th grade, we'll say.
Yeah.
6th grade.
Yeah. You know
He still
what?
is, and he don't
Yeah.
fucking know.
I like
It goes to
I like
show
to
you-
get hurt. I'm a masochist. I just
like pain.
I like pain and suffering. Clearly, working with Memo and all.
I like to give him a lot of shit, too. So.
Yeah, right. And they both know Memo.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they both
love
know
Memo.
intimately,
Man, fuck Memo.
biblically,
What?
I love
at some
Memo.
points.
I love Memo. He has the softest lips.
Okay, I'm like the toxic guy here, but I'm like the nicest guy here.
He has the softest lips.
You can be nice and be toxic.
That's absolutely true.
It's called being a psychopath.
Don't ask me questions
Yeah,
right now, but you
that's
can know the answer. All right? We'll talk afterwards.
Don't be like that. You're being toxic masculine
She's
right now.
I'm just asking how he knows.
But in such an aggressive way.
Yeah.
I just asked.
Stop yelling. Jesus
It's
Christ.
okay.
It's called being a Latina.
She's hysterical.
Right?
She's hysterical, guys.
Oh, my God. You know, why did it come here?
I had to trick you to come here.
Yeah,
Like, oh yeah,
of
we're
course.
gonna have a decent conversation about toxic masculinity.
Are
Very
we?
smart. You can use a diploma.
Bring some notes if you need
Bring
to.
some notes.
You know,
watch some videos, stuff like that.
Cite your sources
Psych. We're gonna talk shit about you.
all fucking day.
Yeah.
Tell you why you were coming?
Oh, they did, yeah.
Oh.
I was at work 2 hours before they told me to come here.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but my friend Juan,
That's why I'm...
No.
he pulled out, which is ironic.
The first
He
time
pulled
ever.
out it the first
What?
time ever.
Yeah, one don't pull out. He has
What?
like 17 kids.
Yeah,
So, you know.
I mean, 2 that we know of, but but we could.
He has it.
Why? Because he acts like a child. Did he ask you for money?
He's his own child.
He asked you for money.
He asked you for money?
Oh my God. Talking about a toxic masculine
Wait.
trait of his. God.
This is interesting.
Right?
Well, he would always ask us back in the day. He would
Oh my
always ask
God.
us. And when I mean back in the day, like 2 weeks ago.
Like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
He was like, hey, you guys want to get something to eat? But I ain't got no money. Can you pay for me?
Yeah, like how are you gonna invite us and then not pay?
Yeah.
That's
Hey,
just a
Or at least pay your own damn shit.
right? Like, hey, man, you got me though? Like, I
But we
really
love you.
appreciate
We
you got me.
totally love you, Juan. You support? Damn.
God damn.
Bro, he knows. He knows I hate it.
There's
Deep down.
bullying going on here that I don't approve of.
So it's a toxic friendship.
Speaking
Beat
of
me to
toxic
What were you
friendship,
gonna say that? See, we hung out.
yeah. See, that's the thing about us. Like, we can go like possibly years without seeing each other, and we're like still insane.
Remember a couple years ago when you guys took me out to the gay bar?
What?
Which one?
Charlie's?
The Charlie's, yeah.
Oh, they got good
Out
tacos.
of
Yeah, they got
nowhere.
good
Out of
tacos.
nowhere. That was a good time.
That was a good
time.
Was that my bachelor party?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Shit,
you just gotta not make eye contact with
Well,
anybody.
not too long. I said make eye contact, but be like a normal person. Like,
so much
look
in my
away.
fucking life.
I had to like pretty much sit Renee down and be like, okay, Renee, relax.
You get very
No
excited.
one's gonna hit on you. They're not gonna molest you.
Dude, seriously. Like, I was like, hey, man, what's up? They're like, hey, you're hitting on me? I'm like, I just want to know.
I just said hi.
I'm not gay, bro.
I'm
See,
like,
this
I'm
is
like,
what we're
I'm
talking
not
about
gay.
today.
I'm not gay.
We're talking about toxic masculinity.
Hey, man, I'm not gay or nothing, man, but what's up? You know, with a deeper voice.
It's a
and
deeper
shit.
voice, though.
It's a deeper voice.
Wait, you gotta puff up your chest
Hey,
too.
No,
Yeah.
Renee.
Yeah, man, I'll have
He
a,
does.
yeah, man, I'll have a beer.
Renee would be that person that would go to a bar and be like, as long as nobody hits on me, right? And then if nobody hits on him, he'd be like, wait, why isn't nobody hitting on me?
First of all,
Am I fucking ugly or something?
First of all, that's exactly what happened the first time I went. All right. And
Nobody
then
turned around.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened the first time. I
Feo
went.
con F de fundido.
Whatever, dude. I was humbled that night. I was like, wow,
Exactly.
wow, I am not.
And
as
that's what
sexy
I
as thought
explained
was.
to Renee. Renee, I mean, gay guys are fucking
Picky.
as
Yeah,
fuck. So
yeah.
you're fine, bro. Not in that
Not
way.
fine, but like
You're okay.
You're, nobody's gonna touch you, Nico.
And if they do, get a free drink for me too.
Well, guess what? I got a lot of free drinks that night. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm
Do
talking
you remember
about.
the rest of the night?
But Renee got nothing.
Did you wake up sore?
I was with my ex-wife that time, so she took me home.
real quick.
Yeah, she's like, no, vámonos.
Damn.
All right, so let's get
Thank
to the
God for-
topic of the day, which is toxic masculinity.
Yeah.
So basically, it's that sense of like, am I man enough? Right.
Yes.
And I wanted to bring both of you on because you have very different upbringings. You have very different points of view. I also want to have Dulce here because she has that feminine point of view and her societal role to this, because I think everybody contributes to it, not just men. I think
Yeah,
women
agreed.
also contribute to it. Not saying that you do personally, but
She does.
it's a thing. I think we. It's
No,
her
see,
personally. It's her personally.
I completely agree with what you're saying. So
Yeah, good. See,
Yes.
that's what I'm about you for. I knew Renee's
I'm
gonna be
very,
an
I'm
ass.
very.
Dude, I said I'm over here like, yes, I'm nodding with you. Fucking asshole.
So I want to kind of go around and say, and kind of, I want you guys to think back in your upbringing and describe what being a man was taught to you as.
Oh, okay. I'll start. So growing up, my father was muy chingón, you know, like if
Machista?
well, yeah, I would say that, but it was he would actually, when I was in middle school, he would say, okay, don't, if you do start having sex with girls, don't tell
Middle
anyone."
school?
Yep.
Damn.
This is where it started for me. Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I was playing with Pokemon, yo.
Yeah. And he because he
Charizard.
You know what?
no water balloon.
Before you go on, I was talking to a coworker of mine who's in her like 20s. And we were doing like meet and greets, like, hey, nice to meet you, part of the team now. And I was like, oh, what game would you play from your childhood? And then she had told me, I told her, I was like, oh, I would bring back Pogs. And she's like, what are Pogs?
Man, I miss the 90s. I miss the 90s.
I almost had a heart attack. That's how old I am. Anyways, sorry.
So yeah, no problem.
So-
I don't want to add to that, but what are pods?
What?
Oh, what the fuck?
Oh,
Like, yeah.
Dan,
Dude!
you're done.
get the help me. Help me.
My back. It's a little fucking metal disc and the little
poison
paper
thing,
ones.
remember?
Yeah,
and then you would like slam it
Slammers.
Yeah.
against the floor and you would try to get them out of the circle.
Yeah.
You never play that?
I never played.
They're
Oh my
like
God.
discs of cardboard, and you
Jesus
put them
Christ.
upside down. You use
So,
a metal.
I'm sure
a metal circular
you've probably
piece.
played fucking
Don't like
Loteria,
that.
but not Pogs, right?
Yeah. That's-
Okay.
that's-
Wow, that's
Wow.
pretty racist of you to say.
We're all Mexican.
Are you fucking kidding me, man? I'm the firstborn here from fucking Guaymas and Dominican Republic, dude.
Oh,
He's more Mexican than you.
Sonora,
I
baby.
said he wasn't.
Sonora,
Questioning
guys.
Wow. I'm from Tempe, shit.
All right.
But yeah,
This is going to happen a lot. We're going to do this a lot. Go off topic.
Just
Oh, sorry.
it started out with us, please. Thank you.
All right.
being on topic, it started off in middle school, where
school.
my father was basically, he's a womanizer. his entire life, and he learned that from Dominican. He's from Dominican Republic, La Romana specifically. But it was about all you had to do is get laid. That was it, and tell women whatever you need to tell them to get in their pants. That was it. So he taught me that. But
At a very young age.
Yeah, at a very young age.
Because middle school was what, like 12, 13?
Yeah, when we all met. Good thing we didn't know what the hell we're doing.
Still don't.
No, we
Still
still
don't.
don't. Still don't.
Still
Yeah.
don't. I don't know.
But
You
yeah,
get
that's
that go to-
that's what started off, man.
You get that go to once, right?
Oh, no.
No. But thank you for thinking that.
You man. Thank you a lot.
Oh my god, Rene. I missed you. I missed you guys so much, man. It's been at least a couple years since we've seen each other. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, that's how it started off. And then
So the idea of like being a man to your father was the moment you get laid. That's because that's a lot
it
of
wasn't the moment how many women you could have.
Oh, the amount.
Yeah.
Because a lot of Latino cultures are like, once you once you fuck a girl, then that's when you become a man,
Mhm.
right? And a lot of people will actually get a prostitute for their son. That's a thing.
Oh, I've heard of that. Yeah.
Interesting. Because
You're like, I had to go work.
no,
for
no,
it.
because
My dad was
Yeah,
cheap,
right.
man. Shit.
I had to pay for dinners and just yeah. Okay. I have steel toe boots on. I just got home. I just
You
got here
tall,
from work.
lanky
Yeah.
son of a bitch.
So it was interesting because it was all about sex for him, and as I got older, he's a womanizer, so he cheated on my mother, and I saw that a lot. So finally, I saw what that did to my mother, and that completely changed the huge mindset for me because it was just like you destroyed an entire family that everyone loved you.
So it was more of a like, you're not my example. You're my example of what not to do.
Yeah. So it was always like, do as I say, not what I do. So
That's the Mexican and Latino way, right?
yeah.
What about you, Rene?
Almost the same. Except not necessarily with my dad. He was a womanizer or anything like that. But in my earlier years, he was very like that. Like, oh, like dinner needs to be done by the time I get home from my wife, and and I need to have a beer ready for me, and all my clothes need to be all laid out, and something and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was very like if it's my way, or or get the hell out, or
I'm
if
paying
you-
the bills. You do what I say.
Yeah, pretty much, right? So it was
So mostly around gender roles. Like,
yeah.
Okay.
So that's how it was. And then kind of just like how he said, as like time went on, I saw how that affected my mom, just like how he said, like the womanizing affected his mom.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was like, okay, that's now I see what's happening behind the scenes of that, like on the other end of it. And I can see that that's probably a bad idea to do.
Yeah.
Like I probably shouldn't be doing that kind of
That's
crap,
exactly how I learned.
Well, that's
yeah.
well. We were talking our last show about Encanto. We were talking about trauma and
In the
familiar
family.
trauma, right?
Mhm.
And that topic came up of like, when do we break the cycle, and how does it happen?
Yes,
What type of person is that
Mhm.
person that realizes is so conscious about what they don't want to do?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people will repeat the cycle.
They do.
Unconsciously, or just like they just don't know any other way. But there are people who do know other ways and are like, this can't be me. I have to find another way.
So
Yeah.
here's where I get a little bit nerdy here. So when it comes to from what I've noticed, and I believe, is that this is learned, and
Oh,
humans
absolutely.
do not like to be wrong. So you were taught a certain way, and there's another way, and then there is the way. I'm a nerd, sorry. This is the way, sorry.
You all caught up?
Yeah, all caught up, right? Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Your
good.
nerd friends will be so mad right now.
Oh my god, yeah. This is me on Facebook, and they're gonna stab me in the neck.
With their
Oh
virtual.
no, they're gonna stab me in the eye with a
lightsaber.
soldering iron or something. Yeah.
With the dark saber,
Yeah.
you jerk. Catch up.
I'm sorry.
God.
Did you ruin something for people?
Probably. I
God.
just said dark
Oh,
saber. That's it.
they've had
He's known about.
they've had like a year and a half to know.
Bro,
So-
seriously, thank you.
That's
Thank
on
you.
us.
If you're not caught up, it's your own damn
That's
fault.
on you.
All right.
So yeah, it is learned. But I'm thinking about freaking.
Stop thinking about Star Wars, you fucking
no,
nerd.
yeah.
He's getting a Princess Leia boner or something.
Princess Balea? Did you say that?
Princess Leia.
No, it sounds like you're saying Balea.
No,
No,
Princess Leia boner.
Is Balea like?
Oh my God.
I mean-
Balea boner though.
I mean, she looked cute in that golden bikini.
That's
pretty
true.
dope. Probably uncomfortable as hell, but
Cold too.
right? It's
God, what do you know about We can't make this funny, guys. Shut up.
Diosito Santo, man.
Come on. We need to quit womanizing.
So for me, it was a
Thank you for taking this away. Oh my God.
You started it.
You started it.
This,
Get on
this
track.
is the way.
It's not like it's your first time. God.
This is actually my first time. I'm a virgin.
Ooh, Papa.
Renee, you're popping his cherry.
You want to get the other side?
Yeah.
You know what?
Dulce, you want to?
Dulce, hold my camera.
I'll record.
Thank you.
Me voy la chingada, man.
On that, when the Gold Cup was happening here in Arizona, when they came to play, we met this guy that would dress up like Boba Fett, and he would go with that and with like a Mexican hat and like this. And that.
Oh, yeah.
He would go and he was a Mexican flag around him, and he was actually going from stadium to stadium. Like this guy had money to burn.
Really?
And he did take pictures, videos with people and stuff. He has an Instagram, and he called himself "This is the way."
Let's go.
Ándale.
So for me, it was a little. It was basically the same. My dad is not like a super machista kind of guy. When I was younger, I do remember him having that behavior. But I think the older he got a little bit more aware of what he was doing and very in tune with like what we were feeling. He's not a very emotional guy. I don't know about your dads, but
Typical
they're
Latino
typical
dad.
like hold it together, don't show your emotions kind of a person.
Yeah.
Because when I compare my upbringing to like my older brother has, I think he still has like not issues with my dad, but like he got a very different upbringing because he was the firstborn, the first boy, and I feel like he was
firstborn boy.
and my brother tells me, and like my dad was really hard on me, and my brother was like a badass kid. It was like a little silver-toothed kid, like running around, fighting, punching people, and getting in trouble at school. So he got a very different upbringing than I did. So I appreciate my dad for like learning and getting better and more sensitive. But a lot of dads don't get that journey.
No.
They don't understand. They just, this is the way, and that's the way it's gonna be. And then they don't understand why their kids are not following the same way. And I think that a lot of parents that, like, if you don't follow their steps, they take it personally, like because you're criticizing their parenting.
Yeah.
And if you're criticizing your parenting, you're kind of criticizing them as a person. And a lot of people can't take that criticism.
Yeah, humans do not like to be wrong.
Right. So I could definitely understand why people like keep, and the saying like the older you get, the less you learn, or the less willing you are to learn.
Yeah.
Like you're stuck in your old ways.
Yeah.
I understand that, but I think we're at a point in history like you can't repeat
That's an
this.
excuse.
Yeah.
That's an excuse, right?
Yeah. And well, to go back on that, like honestly, like all those things that I saw my dad do, the whole like, oh, like my house and all this stuff. Like I at one point saw myself doing that same thing. And it was like I had to take a step back and
Like, you do it unconsciously.
Yeah, because it's like kind of like automatic because you grow up with it, you see it so much,
It's learned.
and then and then so you're like, oh, that's the way you're supposed to react.
Yeah.
And then so you see it, you do it, monkey see, monkey do, and then you realize what you're doing. You're repeating that cycle in a way. Like maybe not as much, but it's still being repeated.
The hope is that it would every generation it gets less and less and less.
Yeah.
But there are those cases where it just gets worse and worse and worse.
Yeah.
Dulce, what's your idea of being masculine or being a man?
I am blown away by this because I grew up with my uncles. I had 4 uncles that I grew up with. So my uncles would always tell me, don't put up with shit. Don't put up with men telling you you have to do this and you have to do that. And I don't put up with a lot of things.
And that's funny because there's a disconnect because as a man or as a father, more I would say, is you don't want somebody to do that to your daughter.
Oh yeah.
But you have been caught in that behavior with women. So it's like, how can you be such a hypocrite that you wouldn't want your daughters to be treated that way by men, but you exemplify that?
Here's the thing: be a hypocrite and teach your daughter what's right and wrong. To be like, she doesn't have to know, or if she does ask, let her know. Be like, this is what happened. I learned from it, and don't take shit.
Yeah, that's basically what you got, right?
But his point is that he didn't learn from it.
Oh yeah, well here's
He didn't do it, but yet teaching a different set of values.
There's just there's those guys out there that like they feel like this is it. There's no changing it. This is the system. This is the society. Yeah. And I have to protect my daughter because I'd rather prepare her than call out my friends for their behavior. Yeah. Call out society for the behavior that's been like approved. Yeah. Wow. So it's like, are you doing your daughter a favor, or is it a disservice because you have to prep her? That's why this whole Me Too thing is happening. Like the whole, I have to prepare my daughter. I have to teach my daughter not to get raped, but I don't teach my son not to rape.
Not to look at women in that kind of way.
Right. Oh, and that's where this masculinity comes in, the machismo, and then like your dad, like the whole, the point of being a man is when you, or how many women you are with, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So
that's how it was. I mean,
that's how it was, right?
His
and you have a daughter.
I have a daughter and a son, but I have a sister too, and he was a huge hypocrite when it came to that, because I did learn that he told her, go explore your sexuality. Oh. He did tell her that, so he was learning over time.
Is she younger?
Yeah, she's 2 years younger than me, but at least for me, I mean, it's times are changing, which is great. My daughter actually came up to me a couple of years ago, and she's like, there's a boy, he was wearing a dress and he looked so beautiful. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And this was in public school. I'm not going to tell where it was at, but some parents were really pissed off, and they asked, like, what am I going to tell my kids? And I was like, well, they're your kids.
I hate that excuse.
Right?
Yeah.
You're the parent, tell your shitty kid, like
not to be an asshole. Like,
yeah, I mean, seriously. Yeah. At least I teach my kids, everyone's different. It goes back to like, I always say, no skin off my ass. And what the fuck?
It goes back to like people and parents thinking that the school system is there to raise their kids.
No, it's
or
not.
to teach them morals, or to teach them what's right in society. Like, that's not what school is for.
Yeah,
that's your job. You teach morals. You teach.
Be a fucking parent.
Exactly. Yeah. So that pisses me off. Like, what am I going to tell my kid? Well, I don't know what the fuck you're going to tell me. You still have to respect me. You still have to respect my child, or whatever the situation is, right?
But I always found that the response to that, like, what am I going to tell your kids? Well, first of all, what do you think about it? If you can answer me honestly, then are you comfortable teaching that to your kids?
But the flip side is, a lot of people are such assholes that they would. That's what they teach their kids, is homophobia and sexism and racism, because they're proud of it and they'll teach it. But it's like they don't want the awkward conversations because they know they're gonna have to teach what they were brought up.
My daughters have never asked why Danny and Memo wear wigs at my house or wear makeup.
That was a secret, Dulce. God damn it.
I have pictures.
Sick invite.
I want to see those pictures.
Sick invite.
Yeah, because when you're around,
it's normal. They see it like, oh, it's just Danny and Joe and Memo.
Joe on too. He has the bangs.
Yeah, Joe on too, but not as much as you guys.
He should quit with the bangs. Though, seriously.
The bangs are hot.
Let's be real here.
Those bangs.
No, I really want to see pictures.
I said it.
So
love you, Joe.
Es que tú no te los puedes poner, por eso estás enojado.
I don't even have hair.
Por eso.
I don't have hair.
That's what
you
she
wear a
said.
hat. Oh, that's all. That's why I always wear hats, bro. I have zero hair.
Even in high school?
No.
I had a little bit more hair.
He has a little fuzz on.
A little bit more, like a little peach fuzz.
Bald is in, y'all. Bald is in.
Bald is in. Yeah.
Is it really?
No, put your hat back.
Oh shit!
Damn, Dulce.
Toxic.
This is a no bullying zone.
Damn.
Who's the toxic one here?
I learned from you
Who's the
guys.
toxic one?
I learned
toxic,
from you
Dulce.
guys.
Don't you blame me for your toxicity.
You and Memo.
And I came in for being the
you and
toxic
Memo.
guy. Damn.
Yeah, right.
Everybody here is toxic except for me.
Bro.
Except you.
So I think it's interesting to kind of see the comparisons when we talk about gender roles and like how especially Latino families bring up the girls and boys.
Yeah.
And I'm just wondering, like, because women will do it too. Like, moms will basically, what's the word? They'll accept it and they will teach it as well, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dulce, I mean, I know your history, and I know that you have a brother, no, right? No, if you had a brother, you know that his upbringing would be very different from your upbringing.
Oh yeah, my mom.
And they would be
my
teaching you
mom
different things.
Oh yeah, my mom was very strict. I wasn't allowed to go out. I never went to a school dance. I never went to the movies with my friends. Nobody was allowed to come to my house. I couldn't give my phone away to anybody. Nobody could call me. It was horrible. So it was very different. But then I saw you know, my mom was okay with my cousins that were males that were going out and doing this and doing that, and I'm like, what? Why can I have fun? Why can I do this?
It's just bullshit because I think goes
bullshit.
back to like a woman's purity. Like that's your value.
Oh my god.
The value in women is how pure they can be or how long they can wait without having sex or be. And
you can't have sex until you're married.
Of course.
My mom
Of
swears.
course.
I hope
But
nobody ever hears
the
this.
thing
But my
about-
mom swears that my sister, 24 years old, is still a virgin.
You better
Really?
hope she'll see it.
Hey, man.
Oh my, really?
Come on, ma'am.
Man,
Ma'am.
let's go. No, that's funny though because my sister was brought up the exact same way. Like I have an older sister, she's 7 years older than me. She was brought up the exact same way. Like my dad would get on her about everything. Like, no, you can't do this, you can't do that. The same thing.
Which
You
is
know?
funny because I've heard your dad kind of like rib you and like talk about girls like
Yeah.
you-
Yeah, and
Yep.
then with my sister, same thing. Like, no, you're like,
No.
no, you can't be doing that. It even went as far as a couple years ago, where she brought her now husband to visit, and my dad was like, "Well, where's he gonna sleep at?" It's like, "Well, what do you mean?" It's like we're been living together. It's like,
Yeah.
like so we were gonna sleep in the same room, and my dad told my sister, "Was like, well, I don't really know how I feel about that."
Oh my
And
god.
my sister at the time was like 38. So it's just like, it's not like she was like 21.
Dad, we're married and we have a kid.
It's like, no, it was right before they got married. So, but it was just like, it was still
Casada de Blanco with the kid in the wedding picture.
It's like that. It's that, like, his inner dad, man, protector. Like,
yeah.
even though we're way beyond what he thinks they're at.
Yeah, but then like on the flip side of that, with me, I was over there being a little freaking
Whore.
I was gonna say hood rat, but
Okay,
thanks.
but-
all right, little man.
Do you want to tell a story about when your mom
What I'll
heard
say
you-
which one?
heard you through the fence?
Oh my god.
Which time?
I heard that
The
story.
one where he was like, where she was like,
Oh,
"This is
she's
not-"
faking it. Oh man! I was like, Dad, aren't you proud of me?
No,
He's like,
not even that time.
No,
The
no.
time-
Oh, and the other time?
Where time where she was like, your mom's like, this is not a fucking whorehouse or this is not a hotel.
Yeah.
That's when
That's
one
what
was
I was
with
with
us.
Dad.
No,
Yeah.
one was with us that time. Well, yeah, exactly.
Wait, that time?
Yeah, one was
There's
with us
many,
that
many
time. That was
times.
fun. So
Wait,
anyways,
you guys
no.
had a threesome?
Huh?
No,
Oh, yeah,
there were
that's
separate
fine, that's fine.
rooms. There were separate rooms.
Oh, okay.
I tried. He didn't want to. But no, like, but that just
Juan's
kinda
shy.
But that feeds into the whole thing. Like, my sister can't even bring the guy that she's gonna marry over and sleep in the same room with, and I'm over here messing around like with just whoever, and nobody tells me anything.
And
You
to
know
be
what I
clear,
mean?
she was faking it.
I was really hanging on. I really needed.
You
that.
really tried it.
I was-
You really tried it.
You were white knuckling it. You're like,
Man, para que tu mamá te diga that she was faking it.
Yeah.
That's
No,
sad.
no. My
Wait,
mom
so
said
This is
why
not a
the-
hotel.
what she says is
My
law.
mom
So
said it's not a whorehouse. My dad said she was faking it.
Oh, okay. I thought your mom was the one saying that she was faking it.
No, that would have been. I would have been like, damn. Look at my
Well,
dad.
your mother's
like,
a-
sorry, Dad. Oh, shit.
she's a Santa.
I'm like,
Oh, my mom's
not to talk shit about your dad, but like she would know, right? I know your dad. I can make that joke.
Bueno.
He loves me.
He's gonna be like,
Your dad loves me.
Okay,
He's not gonna like you anymore.
Bueno.
Okay, Danielito. Okay, mira nomás.
I've been to your home and I'm gonna talk to your dad
Right.
about that.
Dude, you're gonna come over here and like,
We just lost a
"Oh,
follower."
mister."
As long as he doesn't do what he did to Juan. And give him a shot.
Juan just stood there, so.
What
Let me
happened?
tell you a
Juan
story
didn't
when
know.
Juan walked into the house. He opened the door and walked in, and his parents' house is next to the living room, and like you can see when you walk past to
His
the kitchen.
parents' house?
Oh, his parents' room, his
Oh.
bedroom, their bedroom. So he walks in, and his dad is just like, he just took a bath, so he's just like squeegeeing or like drying his whatever,
You know, about to throw on chonies
Uh-huh.
and shit.
and then Juan's like, oh.
Oh, senor. But then he kept looking, and my dad's like, "Oh, te gusta?" That boy runs out. Oh my god, man! I just saw your dad's dick, man.
¿Quién
I
le
didn't
manda,
mean to,
¿quién le
man.
manda entrar sin avisar?
Yeah. It's like,
That's
what do you
what we're
do?
saying.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah,
You knock
there
and
go.
then you wait.
Oh shit!
He's all
That'll
like,
teach you.
"There you
Oh
go,
man, I'm
Yeah,
so
and-
happy to be here. Holy fuck!
Yeah. One has come back since.
That's right.
Oh my god.
So let's go back to like the history, like
To question
obvious-
one,
to question one, yeah.
What are we talking about?
Not Selena, right?
Right.
Obviously, I think in the beginning of time, like when humans were coming up, like obviously it was about procreating and surviving and hunting, and the men were the hunters and the girls were the gatherers.
Mm-hmm.
And I understand there's probably a biological, mechanism that makes men feel this way.
Testosterone.
But we're not in those cave times. Like we don't have to hunt and survive.
Mm-hmm.
I
We
think
need
Rene
to
still
evolve.
thinks
We
he
need
is.
to.
I think our minds have evolved because everyone's like testosterone's going to make you do this and rape women and stuff like that. Look at some of the biggest wrestlers and stuff like that who actually have a really good wife and a family and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're built. They have all this testosterone in their body. Yeah, it's scientific that you want to,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
but they're controlling themselves and they have a good family. You
Yeah.
know? Or
It's just-
they're just wrestlers, but bodybuilders in general.
It's just an
Perfect.
excuse, right?
Yeah, it is
an
an
excuse.
So
Good.
And
That's a really good pub, bro.
you're gonna start.
it's the bachelors that's talking. Hey, it's the bachelors that's talking. Okay,
It's the
more
Bachelor.
toxic, right?
He's rolling it out. He's rolling it out.
Let me pull out this diploma. Sorry.
Hey,
You gotta read the
there's
fine
two
print.
there. Okay,
Your high school diploma is not measuring.
There's two
up.
wieners.
I'm not even trying to whip anything.
Oh, what
I
do
ain't
you-
got shit.
hold on.
did he say?
I've got the associates and I got the bachelors.
Ah, nice. The doctorate's like
No, yeah.
doctor.
Hey, the masters is coming.
Mm-hmm.
The masters is coming.
Oh, the masters?
Yeah.
Is that a joke? That's racist.
What?
Master?
You uneducated swine.
I'm uncultured, not educated. Uneducated.
No, you're very cultured.
Because I'm gay? Wow, really?
What?
Yes.
The homophobia.
Yeah.
Because you're Latina, not a
Yes.
gringo.
Yes.
That's actually racist too.
I mean, yeah. You know, like.
What do you mean? Yeah, you
I
know.
mean, a little bit.
I mean, you know how to work pastels if you're gonna need them. If you're gonna need them.
That's true.
Thank you.
Okay.
I want to say a story real quick. In 6th grade, I knew you were gay because
How dare you?
I knew because you know what?
I never said that I wasn't obvious.
Well, so
You said you didn't want to
and
admit it.
I was so mad
yeah,
because
but
you would always hang out with the girls I liked,
Of course.
and you would talk shit to me, but still,
Dude.
he wouldn't walk into a room. He would float into the room.
I flutter into
hold
a
on,
room.
Okay.
Okay.
And I was just like, this son of a bitch is
Just
hanging
like
out
that.
with all the nice chicks, and I can't.
Yeah,
Dude,
bitch.
okay, wait, hold on. Which girl did you have a crush on?
Oh God. You remember their names from freaking middle school?
No, but you never know.
Well, I
Let's
did.
try that.
What was her name?
Brianna Decker.
Oh, everyone liked her.
Everyone liked her.
Yeah.
Remember Brianna Decker?
Yeah.
She wore the little jeans.
Yeah, yeah, in high school she got a butt.
Yeah.
I remember that. She got a
Just
big
grew,
butt.
just grew out of nowhere. though.
Yeah, it's
Got
the first
booties,
white
too.
girl I seen that had a butt. That's racist, but it's true.
Oh, I'm not going to mention
White
names.
girls
Never
do
mind.
have
Because
butts, guys.
They do now.
White girls do
because I
have
swear to
butts.
God,
Don't do it.
do
They'll
know.
find you on
They
Facebook
do.
and talk
no,
shit.
yeah, exactly. If the moment my name comes up on Facebook, people are gonna start watching more to hear what the hell I had to say. So,
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow, because
exactly.
you're
They're
a
like, who the
celebrity
more-
or what?
Julio is on here. Like, I gotta listen to this guy.
The fuck is he saying? He don't say shit.
I know. I'm very quiet on Facebook. It just memes.
All right, who else? Who else? Or was that it? Just
I'll just leave it at that.
Look at
see.
that.
Yeah.
Dulce.
Yes.
Going back to like, it's done by everybody. Because I know that femininity in guys has historically been looked down upon.
It's been bad.
Right? It's the lesser guys behave that way with each other, and that's the thing is like you communicate. Guys usually communicate about sports. They communicate about women. They communicate, locker talk, all that
Yeah.
shit. But it's really uncommon for friend groups of guys to talk about real shit.
Yeah.
To talk about what I'm feeling, to talk about what I'm going through, to talk about my struggles. Because talking and communicating and being
Makes you
sensitive
weak.
is looked
Yeah.
as
You're
as
weak, and
weak
you
because
can't be weak.
women do that.
Yes.
That communicating is like a woman trait,
It's
right?
like,
and
bro,
again,
you
that
got
goes back to
feelings?
the lesser. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you can't call me out on this shit, or there's fear of other straight guys bringing down my ego or my machismo because if
I'm
you
a
have
very
something over me, if you make fun of me because of something feminine or emotions, then you have something over me.
Yeah.
Like there's always a fucking battle with guys.
Yeah, it's like wanting to be part of like that pack. You know what I mean?
Right.
As much as you want
Or
to
as
be
the
like
leader,
that,
or-
as much as you want to be like the alpha of whatever group you're in, you still want to be part of the pack,
Or at
no
least be
matter
in
what.
it, yeah.
Yeah, you want to be in that group. So yeah, when you do start talking about stuff like that, there's like a lot of guys that are just like, like, what are you talking about? Like, pardon me, but like, what are you talking about that gay shit for?
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Oh,
it's just
yeah,
like,
no.
Damn.
you know, and it's just like, oh yeah, you know, no,
You can't wait about me talking about the shit they say in
And
the
then-
military, man. Holy crap.
Yeah,
And that's another reason.
Yeah.
Your military experience, because I was talking to him before this, I'm like, when I think of like the most toxic place to be a male, is the military, because again, there's so many layers of like, not only are these my brothers, but it's like I put my life in their hands. Weakness is not allowed because weakness means danger, and if you're weak, then you can't protect me as a brother, right?
Yeah, you can't be trusted.
You can't be trusted. Like, so I want to get like more on that from you. Is like,
Yeah.
what was your experience in the military?
So when I joined the military was what, 2007?
How old were
Damn,
you?
you are.
You guys are both as old as I am. At least I still got my
literally-
goddamn hair.
We're literally the same age.
Sorry, I ain't got no gray on my pubes. I'm good.
I got one gray in my pubes.
Ah, you old. Stop.
Oh wait, at least I got pubes. Are yours bald too?
Cause I trimmed them.
Hey, mine are.
Wow.
No.
Manscaped.
No.
Está bien, cabrón.
Whatever.
You brought up your pubes, so
Wow.
bring up mine.
This is what happens with guys. We talk about military.
Yeah,
and then we
because
go to balls.
yeah, check us out. We're like this. Mira,
My
aquí
pubes.
está mi
Oh,
balls.
that's right. Look,
Pubes.
look,
Oh,
look.
my balls.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
military
my
pubes.
wiener.
It all relates.
So here's one thing I will start off with that. It was so funny for me in the military. The military is so goddamn homoerotic.
That's
Because it's like, dude, it's like, okay, yeah, you fucking fag, you wish you had my dick in your ass, and like it's just ridiculous shit you hear. And I'm like, I joined when it was still Don't Ask, Don't Tell, right, in 2007. So I remember it was hilarious to me because I was in the chow hall, and two guys walked by. They floated in like Daniel would float in, and everyone knew they were gay.
how dare you?
Everyone knew they were gay. But like as they walked by, they're like, look at those fucking faggots. And I was just like, but here's the thing, like they're still on our team. Like, holy shit, like, and I always make a joke. I'm like, we don't want gays in the military. I was like, gays are actually more physically fit than we are. They take
And
care
we're
of themselves
organized.
better. So when it comes to like you getting shot in the ass, they're probably gonna pick you up and take you faster than anybody else.
Yeah, because he's trying to look at that ass.
Yeah, they're like, look at that nalga. But that's just a joke I make. But so when I was
It's true.
yeah. I mean, if you go to each their own, man.
Hey,
Like,
bro. Hey, man. I used to wrestle.
The funny thing is that
you were a man grabber.
Renee and I were talking, and Memo we were talking about like being in a straight group is the gayest thing you could probably do.
Oh, dude, it really is.
Yeah.
Like
All the
seriously.
things you talk about, all the jokes we make,
Yeah.
the ass touching, the dick grabbing, et
Yeah.
cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, I would never even think. Most guys would never even think of doing that to you, but another straight guy, you're all about it.
So
Oh, yeah.
Another story before I go back in the military was a friend of mine. He said something super gay, and my gay friends were like, "Ew, that's even too gay for me." And I was like,
But they said
Yo,
no.
yeah, they were like, "Ew."
that's the same way how me and Juan are, especially
Literally.
towards him. Like, cause we'll say the gayest, most obscene
I
things.
thought you guys were gay when I met you.
See?
I remember asking.
Oh, yeah!
I
There you go,
remember
see?
asking. We were at
Oh, yeah.
Danny's
Where my party?
party.
Yeah, you said
and-
you said I was a bottom.
Yeah, Dulce. How rude.
He wants to be
Anyway.
a power
Along with
bottom.
everybody
That's
else, which really got to
We
me.
kept on asking party
Make
like
sure they
my
say
party
you're a
guests.
power bottom, all right?
I tried to say that.
We were asking our party guests like because someone had thought it, and we're like, okay, well these are my friends. If they were gay, who would be the bottom? And they're like, Renee. Renee's like, how? What am I doing?
But now I'm
so
starting
happy
to
I'm
think
here.
He is gay.
fun of me.
Why are you making fun of me?
No, but yeah, though, like we would say like the most like gayest outlandish
Oh, yeah.
shit, and like
Believe me.
all your friends when they first met us, they're like, bro, what
the hell?
what do they say? Oh my god, do they really do this? Like,
Yeah.
no, they're just
No, they're just
stupid.
fucking-
They're just stupid.
They're just
straight
stupid straight guys.
guys. Watch
Yeah,
look,
exactly.
go really go touch his ass.
Yeah,
And they never,
it's cucuy.
mommy.
So I wanted to kind of get your opinion because there are women who are like, oh, I like me a manly man. He needs to be building shit. He needs to be on the farm. He needs to fucking do this, that. He needs to fix my car. Do you think that's hypocritical of women?
Yes, because again, I said I grew up with my uncles, so my uncles did everything. I mean, some of them cooked, some of them cleaned, some of them would fix the car, some of them would do pretty much everything. So growing up, what I thought a man should do or be, they should obviously work, get paid more, because that's what I grew up thinking.
Yep.
That they would get paid more and they would fix my car. And even sometimes I'm like, oh, if I had a man, I wouldn't have to deal with all of this. I do say that sometimes, and I'm like,
So you gotta catch yourself like, okay, that's a little toxic
Yes.
of me, right?
yes.
Because then I find it like a lot of women like, oh, I want a sensitive guy, but I also want him to like choke me. Like,
I don't know if I want a sensitive guy. No.
Choke me gently.
Well,
Gently.
yeah, well, to each their own, but like you can just, it doesn't have to be all one,
exactly.
Yeah.
like if you want a guy that wants this and that, you can find him as long as they're not scared to be.
So you just said right now that you don't want a sensitive guy.
No.
Why is that?
Jeez.
This is what the show's about.
Because I want, I don't know, a guy that can build stuff for me, that can help me build shit. I loved.
But don't you think that you put an expectation on men that they don't put on you? Should they ask you if let's say, for example, if you don't look your best all the time, then I don't want to be with you. If you don't put your makeup on every day, I don't want to
Hey,
be
I
with
put
you.
on my makeup every day.
That's not the point.
Yeah.
You need to be in shape. You need to take care of the kids. You need to cook for me every day. Those expectations of gender on you, but you're also putting expectations of gender on him that he needs to build shit and provide for you.
No. I don't think they should provide for me.
Or build
But-
things or be manly or
Do you just need something built? Is
what do you
that
need milk, girl?
You
Shelf?
want him just to walk around in jeans, shirtless, with a freaking tool belt,
With a
just
tool belt?
hitting a hammer around somewhere?
Tampoco. I mean, I wouldn't mind that, but no.
Hey, I go to IKEA real quick, build this shit real quick. I got
Instructions, bro.
you. I got you.
I know how to read.
I got you.
Just so you know, I built that desk that you're sitting
You could tell.
It's
Is that
not
why it's
very
all sturdy?
sturdy.
Wobbly?
That's why it's all
Is
wobbly.
she talking shit? She's like, it's not sturdy now. All of a
The
sudden.
drinks are rolling off the table.
Hey man, hey, you did a good job, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you. I
Oh,
needed
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
Good
Thank
shit,
you.
good shit, man.
Ándale, yeah.
See, that's what we need. You
Yeah.
know, we uplift each other.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
Amen, brother.
I mean, it's a little wobbly, but it's okay.
Wow.
See?
Why is she
Expectations.
Why is she? No, okay, so real quick. So what's funny about all that is that that's exactly what my ex was getting on to me about, because she was like, "Oh, you're not a manly man. You're not the macho man I thought you were." And I was like, "Well, why do you say that?" She's like, "Well, because you can't build anything." It's like, well, what do you mean by that? Because I've gone and fixed half the shit in this apartment. So what do you mean
I
by
took the
that?
fucking hairball out of the fucking sink.
Bro, 5 times.
It looked disgusting.
Ew.
It looked at you. It looked at you,
That's
Bunker.
gross.
Get your
Yeah,
fucking
that
hair.
Yeah, seriously. So, but her whole thing was like, it's like, oh, well, you can't build me a trailer home like that you can like tow around and shit. You can't build one, gut it out, and build it.
You can't renovate something?
and,
Hello?
and you can't build it from the ground up. And I was like,
Okay,
yeah.
that's
and so
not realistic.
And so I was just like, okay, so I understand what you're saying, but yes, I can build you a shelf, like how you're saying. Like, I can build you a damn shelf. It's like, but you want me to do all this
we
thing?
had
Like,
shop. You had shop in Mills?
yeah, dude.
remember-
I built a stool and I still use it. I got an A on it,
Dude,
I am so proud of it.
I built a little bread holder thing. That
Did
had-
you?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I wanted to do that too. That's what's up.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was in home ec.
He's great at making flan.
I sewed a
Oh,
goddamn
flan,
pillow,
true.
y'all.
Hey,
True.
flan.
Flan.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I love his flan.
Yeah.
Yum.
But yeah, though. But she put that on me, and I was just like, bro, I feel like such a less of a man, even though I'm being honest with you. I'm telling you, I'm not comfortable with this.
But I wonder,
it's
like,
just like-
if you were to flip that and say, well, you need to cook every day for me, and I want, like your dad, like,
Yeah.
give me a beer when I get home. I want you to cook. I want you to clean the house. I don't want to see this shit place dirty. How would she react to that?
Oh, dude, she'd be pissed. She
Exactly.
would go fucking
But
eat
see,
shit.
when I was married, many years ago,
Many moons.
yes, I used to clean I used to cook. I took care of my kids. I worked a full-time job. I had to come home and have food for my husband or whatever. He wouldn't even throw away the trash.
Oh my God. You are
So-
right.
That's what I'm saying. Is that fair?
No.
Is it fair for you to put the expectation on him, or not specifically him, but a person that you're going to be with, a man that you're going to be with, that he has to fit this role of like manly man, fix this, not provide for you, but like provide these services as like.
I mean, he has to provide some services, yes.
We're not talking about that, cochina.
Full
I
service.
just said some
Full
service.
service. There you go.
I can take care of the rest myself. Get away.
Oil change, you
Get
know, tire rotation.
Yeah.
She's talking about sex, bro.
I know that. I'm not Juan.
Wow.
Oh, what? Oh my God.
That's what Juan's get for not being here and defending himself. I'm just saying that
Damn, being toxic already. Fuck.
there has to be kind of like a give for both.
Yeah.
Like you can't expect me to do
Yeah.
this and this and that.
Well, yeah,
when-
I don't expect a guy to do
but you
everything,
want somebody who can.
But I would like somebody that could do.
could you be
nice.
with? But could you be with somebody who doesn't?
Yes.
Okay, there you go. 'Cause
Would you see him as lesser of a man?
No.
Lies.
See,
Bullshit.
I don't know because no, I'm gonna
Things are
believe
changing.
her.
Hold
No,
on.
No. I
Yeah.
believe you. High
Yeah.
five. That's
Thank
what's
you.
up.
Because, yeah.
See, Renee believes me.
Because you don't know you
at
that
least,
well.
Okay, here's one thing. Here's one thing. The Air Force is gonna get pissed off at me for saying it's one team,
God.
one fight. That was our motto. So if like let's say I lost my job a while ago, and the woman I was with took a job on, and I was a stay-home dad for that. I didn't feel like, well, I felt like a piece of shit because I was supposed to be providing the money.
Yeah.
But I didn't get shit about that. And once I got my job, she was able to go back and even go back to school while I was providing and stuff like that. So it's a balance.
It
but
is.
as long as they're not giving each other shit about it,
Yeah.
And that's
expectation.
That's an interesting point
yeah.
because you're like you put the pressure on yourself, not because you believe believe those are like legitimate points, like you have to provide and be a good worker. It's just that because of the values and what
Something
was
we've
like
learned
that you learned,
Yeah.
you can't help but feel like shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's yeah. Being especially Latino.
Yeah,
I remember. I'm not pulling my.
because that's like that's being a mandilon. Like
Yeah.
if
Well,
that's-
I'm
kind
not-
of.
okay,
well,
okay.
yes. Pero, okay. So my ex-husband,
who he will not name and we should not mention.
no, I don't like that man. But my ex-husband lost his job, and he couldn't find a job, so I was the one working. So what he did, he joined the military and left because that was his. That was the only
That was
thing
the way that he was showing.
Yes.
See, I am a man.
Yeah.
Or like,
Yeah.
This is how I'm gonna get my ego back or my pride back.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's what he ended up doing, and I mean, ruined our marriage, but.
Fucker.
The military.
Whoever you are, you're a jerk.
The military has a way of ruining marriages, so I'll say
Oh,
that
yeah.
right now.
In so many ways.
Yeah.
That is a layered topic.
So another thing
Next episode.
when it came to growing up with toxic masculinity was like I'm not pulling out the degree dick, but when I got my bachelor's, it was basically the Harvard of aviation. It still is, but I told my dad, I was like, hey dad, look, I got this. He's like, oh yeah, you got your BS, your bullshit degree. When are you gonna get your master's?
Damn. That's very, very Hispanic.
Yeah, it's just like,
Yeah, it is. Holy
fuck,
shit.
dude,
Yeah.
like.
It's also like, I guess, because boys really want to make their fathers proud, it's very easy for them to follow these teachings because they're like, I want to make them proud. So if this is what's going to take for him to be proud of me, I'm going to do it, right?
Well, I got to the point where I was like, no, fuck this.
Yeah.
After I was in my 30s.
Well, once you're old
Hey,
enough.
that's why I
Took a
got the
while.
gray hair on my nutsack, all right?
Hey, bro,
That's when it
you
came
ain't gotta
out.
explain that shit to me, bro. Alright. I'm just happy you have them.
Why do you think men can't share things with each other or be vulnerable?
Because it is looked at like you're being very feminine, like you're being like not a man.
Yeah.
It's like if you have feelings, if you cry, or if you show any type of emotion or whatever, it's like you're like, nah. It's like that's not what men do.
Right.
Men keep it all in. Men keep that straight, stern face and can take anything.
It's very that like men are men when they can keep it together.
Yes.
If you can't keep things together, then you're failing as a father, you're failing as a man, you're failing
Yep.
as a husband.
Once again, I think it goes back to being
Learned
learned
behavior.
because as I've taught my son and my kids so far, and nowadays everything is changing completely, because I'm a huge crybaby. I like to
Coco?
dude,
Bro.
oh my God.
I cry.
You know, and I
All
like
of you
to
guys
dr- you know
cried
what,
with
and
Coco?
huh?
You guys all
You didn't cry with Coco?
I mean, yeah, but
Yeah, hell yeah.
Why are you
bro.
looking? Why are you making that face to us, huh?
Why you being so toxic?
Wow.
I was just
This is
asking
why-
if you
this
guys all
is why
cried
you
with.
can't be
This is
yourself.
why.
I'm keeping
I was-
score. That's her 12th.
That's her 12th.
Damn.
Really like
Yeah.
insensitive comment.
The more
Wow.
I get,
Wow.
don't I win?
Wow.
If
The higher the
that's your
score-
rubric,
You get a free trip down the fucking stairs.
You win six more months of being single.
damn.
Ow!
Hey, ya tengo 9 años.
Keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it going. You're a dick.
Fuck you.
Hey. We're all equal here. Equal opportunity.
Apparently we're not.
Hey.
Anyways.
God,
What
damn.
were we talking about?
I know exactly. I just forgot right now.
I don't know.
Jeez.
I don't know.
We were talking about.
I was talking.
We're talking about just like how like guys just can't
Oh,
share
yeah,
their
be
feelings
vulnerable, yeah.
around one another.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like it's very frowned upon.
All right.
Oh, and then me being a crybaby.
Oh yeah.
That's how we ended up. And I'm like, I'm a crybaby. I like to freaking drink light beer and all this stuff. And it's like, you're such a pussy, you know, stuff like that. Like you don't.
And that word too. Like,
Yeah, and it's
that
yeah. And I'm
word
like, you know what
used so much to
You know what really
demean men.
Yeah. it
bothers me is what, especially nowadays, it's still they say, oh, you're gay, and it's such a negative term.
Yeah.
It's just like, so being gay is bad.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can only imagine how you must have felt when you were younger when you heard that, and it's just like, so being gay is bad, and it's like guys don't want to be gay.
And again, that is all boys. Even if you're gay, straight, being called gay is like the worst thing possible. Especially middle school.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Middle school,
no,
high school, it was like the
Oh,
worst.
you're
Yeah.
gay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
It's
no,
just-
you're gay.
Oh, you faggot!
Yeah,
You're gay.
all-
Like
it just like it was the worst for a boy. That was the worst thing
Yeah,
that someone
yeah,
could
it's
call
like-
you. You can call anybody something,
Yeah.
all these terrible words, but gay was like.
yeah.
I remember one time in middle school,
Oh shit.
I thought leather jackets were in, bro, and I wore a leather
shit.
jacket to school, middle school. Big mistake.
Yeah.
This fucking bully came up to me and he's like, "You're fucking gay," and I'm like, "I'm not gay."
What was his name?
I don't know.
Let me go beat
He's
him
telling
up.
white trash.
Yeah, we're gonna go back.
He's a crackhead. I don't know.
He's probably gay.
He's probably gay.
He probably is.
So he said, "Well, you're wearing a leather jacket," and I was like, "Fuck, I can't say shit."
Damn, man.
So it's like
So wearing a leather jacket was gay?
apparently that
Yeah.
that was it. Wearing a leather jacket was gay in middle school, and I'm like, to think that I thought the opinion of a little shit
Yeah.
for
Right.
brains
Little
was
shits
important,
are-
but back then it was.
And also
okay, dude,
your
it's
earrings.
alright.
If you had a right earring, you were gay,
Oh, yeah,
right?
if you had
Remember
it
that
in the
if you
right
had
shit?
the right one,
Yeah.
you're gay.
Yeah.
If you're left, something
And
like that.
yeah,
Something like
yeah.
that.
And I was like, that totally makes sense. Yeah, it's just the placement of
Yeah.
it.
Fucking
It's like,
stupid.
oh no, you don't wear your pants like that.
Yeah.
You're gay. You
Yeah.
don't wear your shit like that. You're gay.
Everything was criticized in those days. Like
in those early
It was a
years.
derogatory word. It's like now you could. I mean, certain people still use it that way. But it's like, yeah, I'm gay. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that, I use that against him.
Yeah, it sucks. They're like, dude, you're so gay. They're like,
He's
yeah,
like-
I am.
yeah.
Just like,
yeah,
fuck.
We're like, yeah,
Like-
and they're like,
You don't have a
I
comeback.
can't insult you anymore.
Yeah.
yeah.
So we actually started getting creative. We were like, bro, them shoes don't match that belt.
Very hate crime.
Got to.
You know what? I'm
They
gonna
they
need
call
your
me
fa-
straight now. You fucking straighty.
I'm gonna need your help with
Yeah.
some of fashion because all I do is work.
That's what I.
Yeah.
That's what I do for this fucker.
Yeah. Dude, I seriously always call
You
him.
seen these boots? Look
I
at
call
that.
him and his husband all the time. Hey, bro, I'm
this
thinking about
match?
getting
Yeah.
this shirt. Does this match with these shoes? I'm like, no, ho. You're fucked up. I'm just
That's
like, damn.
Danny.
Is it a black
Yeah.
belt
Yeah.
and brown shoes?
It's like, well, yeah. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's like-
yes, it fucking matters.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, you're a pendejo for
yeah,
that.
for sure.
I'm just like, oh my fuck, what color shirt? I was like, well, I was gonna wear red. Get the fuck out of here, like, you know, like, so yeah, like they actually put me on game,
Yeah.
and it is.
Well, that's a
amazing,
good friend.
so.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
It's
a great friend.
I don't know.
Oh, you big old gay.
Be nice.
Oh, be nice.
What about in the media?
Mm.
How I know that for women it's very apparent, very much like you have to look this certain way, you have to be this size, wear
Ugh.
these clothes, this makeup. There's always comparisons, and there's a double standard with women and what they look like. One example is like dad bods. They're in. Guys get a break. Guys always get a break.
Girls
with
never get a
regard-
break.
But girls never get a break. There is no version of dad bods for girls.
No.
Right?
I don't know, maybe thick because those are really nice.
That's true.
That's true. Thickums.
I mean,
Thickums. But not everybody can be
No,
thickums.
no, that is
Right?
not true.
This is true.
Remember the date?
Yes. Yeah.
but
That's true.
But there ain't nothing wrong with panza.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
I like menudo.
like
What?
pozole.
Really?
Yeah, because there's a bunch of panza in it.
Oh my!
Ba-dum-psh.
Get out of here.
Why am I friends with you?
I know.
Bro, you're laughing. So, I know, that's your own fault.
Do you or have you felt that there was an expectation on you to be what a macho man looks like?
I would like to start this.
Go ahead.
So,
What does a macho man look like?
Well, what do you
Hold
think
on.
media
Hold-
tells us that it's a macho man?
Well, what do you think of Macho Man? Go ahead.
well, it's supposed to, you get big, broad shoulders, big chest, small waist,
The six pack.
six pack and all stuff like that. But also, I want to dive into the military a little bit because we, at least for young boys, we romanticize war. And so little boys are supposed to shoot guns and learn how to, or go
Play
to war.
Barbies
Yeah,
for girls, and then
yeah,
I was
for
like,
girls.
yeah.
And then it's always like a gun for a boy or a car or something.
Yeah.
And it's always like, okay, all these boys are grown up to be like, you got to be big and strong and defenders, and then join the military, and then they go out there, and you come back fucking traumatized.
It's not the same. It's you have no idea what it is.
when
Yeah.
when
Before
you
you
don't
go
know
in.
if you're gonna die, it's just like, and it's just completely different. And they come back, and they're PTSD is a huge thing, and not just for the military, because you could get PTSD from a car accident, being raped, anything traumatic in your life.
Or seeing something traumatic.
Yes,
Like
exactly.
Juan seeing my dad's penis.
Yeah, he is traumatized for
Yeah.
sure.
He probably got PTSD from that.
Yeah, he got pee-pee.
He got PPSD.
Wow, really?
That was a good one. Oh yeah.
So yeah,
But also
But,
on that topic is like military and PTSD, they come back and they're not able to communicate again because of that masculine toxicity.
because
like
when I was in, there was people that were getting PTSD because this was what we left to Afghanistan in July 2009 and came back in January 2010, and this was still, the military was very macho and stuff, and a lot of guys were having issues, and they just said, PTSD, you're a fucking pussy. And it was just like, so you never, I had it from what I saw, and you never wanted to bring it up.
yeah,
And it was just like,
What kind
because
of
you're a little bitch, you're a
Yeah.
pussy.
I
You're
cannot
you're
imagine
you're a
like
little
what
fag, like all this shit.
I cannot imagine what you were feeling already being traumatized and not able to speak about it and being demeaned because you have it.
So you just gotta live in silence about it and suffer about it. But
Well, no wonder that they suffer so much.
we
when they're
lose
here.
more veterans through suicide than we did in the war.
Exactly.
And it was a
crazy.
21-year war.
It's crazy that they just can't give them the help that they need. Like,
Well,
they're-
because at first no one wanted to bring it up, and now the VA still has a lot of issues. But the fact that machismo bullshit could have saved. I've had a lot of friends that off themselves. We call it joining the 22 veterans a day that kill themselves. I think the numbers are screwed, but it's they were suffering in silence instead of being like, okay, and it's curable. You know how? You get a bunch of the people that are suffering from it in a group, and they talk about it, and they communicate about it, and they exchange, what happened. Because I can't tell you guys and be healed by it. I have to talk to other people that have dealt through that same trauma. But that actually led to people understanding that PTSD comes from rape victims, people, anyone that thought that their lives were in danger, whether car crashes or anything else, or airplane crashes. Yeah. So that's it. Things are changing. They used to call it shell shock back in like World War One and all that shit. But now finally, this machismo bullshit is kind of being put away. Yeah, and it's like because people are killing themselves for it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So that's I think the most extreme side of this.
Yeah.
Is like not even able to ask for help.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
asking for help is somehow weak.
You're
like,
weak. Yeah.
I think asking for help is not weak. It's the opposite. It's the strongest thing you can do because you are being vulnerable. opening up yourself and being vulnerable, I think takes a lot of balls.
Yeah.
I think not that you're a coward if you don't, but I think once you are free from those like social constructs of like the pressure of like being this and that and just not giving a fuck and caring for yourself, that's when you're, I think, the bravest.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Let me just thank you for your service. Obviously,
I feel so weird when someone says that. It was just like, I did it for free education.
He was in it for the money.
but you still did it.
Real quick though, to kind of piggyback off of that, like asking for help. It's February last year. I was gonna say earlier this year.
It's still 2020 to me.
Bro,
Yeah, seriously, Jesus Christ, man.
Word. But last year I actually went to counseling and therapy sessions. And I was fighting about it to not go for like months, right?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, like, why the hell am I?
You're not supposed to, right? Yeah.
Why do I go?
You're
fuck
weak.
that. I'm
You
fine.
need help?
Like,
Yeah.
No, I don't
Shit.
need that shit. I don't need to fucking talk about my feelings. Fuck that nonsense. And then I went, and after like so many sessions, maybe like 8-10 sessions, like it was like nice. Like it was nice to go in there to like be able to like
unload all your
talk about
shit.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
and
that,
not get judgment.
yeah,
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
There was even one point where I just freaking went off on this huge freaking tangent, just letting all these emotions and feelings out.
Yeah.
I ended up crying in the office, and
Yeah.
I felt like I felt like a little like sissy. But then like but then my counselor, she was so awesome. She was like, no, it's like you do not
this is
feel
good.
like
You
that.
need that.
You need to let this out.
And it made you feel better, didn't it?
Yeah, and I felt great afterwards. I was walking on sunshine like, yeah, it does floating through. You know, like,
Jelly.
Yeah. So no, like, and so like that just kind of feeds into the whole idea of being like what it is to be like a man. Like you don't do that, but you realize you go through these things that make you feel uncomfortable, that go against the grain, and they're just amazing, remarkable like things that you can experience and just make you feel better, just like not as a man or as a woman or whatever, just as a person. Yeah,
That's one of the main points about this whole topic is like all this teaching and unlearning about gender and roles and characteristics. We just need to teach our kids to be human, like a good human being, and not a human being that does this or that.
Not a good, man, not a good
woman,
whatever,
just a good human.
Just a good
Like
person.
I always say, a good person, but I always say, this is fucking America. We do whatever the fuck we want, man. Don't give me shit about it. You goddamn right, crazy bastards. And they're like, you gotta do this and that. I was like, this is America. I can do what I want. Yeah. And not get shit about it.
There's just like this whole thing about control. Like, there's an innate need for people to control other people.
Oh yeah.
And to control the narrative of what society should be. Like, we're not 2,000 years ago in biblical times where you need to follow these rules specifically for gender roles. I understand maybe in those times maybe that made sense for their society, but we are fucking 2022. Yeah. Like, we need to evolve and change.
There's no skin off my ass, right? So like, why am I so upset about what you're doing? Unless it hurts somebody else, like.
Right? Unless it actually affects your life, what does it matter to you?
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, somebody asked me, "Is like, do you care if he's gay?" He's like, he came out and said he's gay. Did it make you nervous? Like, why? Like, he's not trying to grab my dick.
Well, maybe, but
like this.
Well, yeah.
It's like that big.
Oh, it's saying hi. It's saying hi.
Oh, it spit up. Oh, it spit up. Oh, no thing.
That was quick.
Quick.
It's the longest I lasted.
You're like, hey, I came.
I
always come.
I got mine.
I got mine.
But like, yeah, it's the same thing. Like, they asked me, like, oh, do you care? It's like, the fuck do I care? Like, he's living his life. Like, nothing about him living his life and his truth is at all affecting my life.
Do you feel like most men that are machista, it's kind of like they have to come out and when they become vulnerable, like they have to have feelings and they have to be vulnerable with other guys. Where like, because I was watching this video about Justin Baldoni. I don't know if you know who he is. No idea. But he was on Jane the Virgin. He was like he's a very like macho, not macho, but like very masculine, gorgeous guy. But he's going so he's going on a journey about like he doesn't want to pass on this to his kids and his son. So he's like doing all these videos and like series about toxic masculinity, and he's also kind of discovering what we're talking about right now. Is like he said that he literally had to take his homeboys, his boys, to Mexico on a beach by themselves, secluded, to be able to even say, "Hey, I'm going through this. I want to talk to you about it." And what he said, it was like he thought he was gonna be like, "Oh, you fucking pussy," but no. Once they were alone and they were in a safe space,
away from all that bullshit,
away from everything else, out of the country, they were like, "I'm going through that shit too." And then they started sharing and talking. And he's like, "I had to do all this for my friends to be open with me, who are my friends forever." And it's like they're your boys, but do you really know them? You know what sports team they like. You know how many bitches they've been with, right? Like you know, but you don't know what they feel and what they've gone through, and if they're suffering through something.
Lack of communication is the worst thing ever, and all we want as human beings is to be accepted and be close to each other. I mean, that's it.
And so and I honestly think like speaking just for myself, like I feel like I'm very lucky to be surrounded by like my group of friends. You know what I mean? Because like
even by me, seriously?
Yeah, you too, fucker. we had a heart to heart. We were drunk.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's another layer.
And monkey pants. Right?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
that's another layer. Why do
I'm not done yet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, but I see where you're going.
I'm not done yet.
That's rude. And there it is. There it is. You can't help yourself.
No, but I feel very lucky, very blessed to be surrounded by like my group of friends who I can be open and honest with. Like I have a good handful of like people around me that I can just be like that, like gay or straight, whatever. Just like, hey, dude, this is what's I'm feeling. This is what's on my mind. This is my problem right now. And sure enough, 9 times out of 10, bro, I know exactly how you feel.
I think this generation and then the newer generations are slowly starting to be like, I don't have to repeat this. Like I don't have to do anything that my parents did. I can learn from them, but it doesn't mean I have to repeat the same behavior.
Going back to what you were saying, but when it comes to being able to talk to your buddies and stuff like that, that is actually what's saving lives in the veteran community right now, because what's going on is like they feel isolated. They feel like they're the ones going through anything alone. So what we'll do is if someone's like missing and not talking, go knock on his door, or be like, are you alone for Christmas, Thanksgiving? Because that's when it happens a lot.
I always do see you posting.
About like,
hey,
I'm having a big barbecue.
Come over.
Come over, yeah, because when you get lonely, and especially in the veteran community, you start drinking, and you just you do something that you'll never come back from.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Gotcha. And then the point I was trying to make is like, why do you think that a lot of guys get really handsy and emotional when they're drunk?
Just because like I just feel like something like that, like whether it's like you get high or you get drunk or whatever, it loosens your inhibitions. You know what I mean? And you're just like you don't
your
like
butthole.
Oh, yeah.
I'm never getting drunk around you again.
No, don't worry about me. Worry about him.
Worry about Memo.
Memo.
We can all agree on that. Right? Yours
Memo.
too? Yours too? Yeah, same.
Oh no, believe me, she's safe.
She's safe. I don't know anymore.
I already told him no.
I don't know anymore.
No, many times.
I just want to make sure.
true.
I'm
That's
gay.
true.
Yeah.
No, like it really does kind of like I guess you could say like take that edge off. You know what I mean? Like it helps bring down the barriers, and that's why.
Because it's like an excuse for guys. I was drunk.
Man, I was
drunk.
Also, that is a good point too. Like,
Well, I think-
they can go back.
And a drunk always tells the truth.
Yeah.
Damn right.
Drunk's words are a sober man's thoughts.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yep.
So, it's a shame that that's what it takes. But as long as they're saying it, as long as they're getting it out, I wish they would do it in a healthier way.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
Even if you are drinking or having dinner, it's not out of the ordinary to like to just share and get to a point where it's comfortable. I think now it's happening a lot more since other generations. So I think
we're talking about it.
We're talking about it.
It's coming up, and it's so like I said, humans don't like to be wrong, and changing behavior is very difficult. We all know this. So slowly but surely we're going to get there, because at least I got kids, and showing them, telling them people are different, and like the story about the kid wearing a dress. What am I going to tell my other parents? What am I going to tell my kid? It's your shitty kid. You tell them, but like my daughter is
don't make fun of him.
Right?
Yeah,
It's
fine
like,
with them,
leave
and
him
then
alone.
my son is starting to see that stuff, and he's Um, it's more difficult for little boys, I think, but I'm still trying to navigate that because he's 3 years younger than my daughter.
Yeah.
But, just once again, don't be a shitty person. And I've had people in the military say, what if your kids are gay or transsexual or stuff like that? I was like, isn't it being a parent all you want for your kids to be happy?
Mhm.
So if they're happy with,
Who they are, or like, then you did.
yeah, and then they're like, what if your son's gay? That was like the first thing. I was like, well, I hope he's gay because if there's a man that hurts, that breaks his heart, I could beat the fuck out of him.
Silver lining, silver
No,
lining.
my sister asked me once. My sister's gay, my middle sister, and she asked me, "What are you gonna tell Sophia?" Because she was married. What are you gonna tell Sophia about her significant other? And I said, "What do you mean? She just knows she's your girlfriend or your wife or whatever. She's your partner." Like, I don't have to explain anything to my 8-year-old. Well, now she's 8.
There really is
Back
because
then, she was younger.
Don't know,
But
don't
to
know
her,
anything.
that was normal. Like, JoJo is with so-and-so, and my mom likes men, and my tia likes women. And that's normal to her.
There's obviously hate and discrimination and sexism, homophobia is all learned. It's all taught.
Yeah.
So if they go through their lives with it just being normal, if she saw a straight couple kissing, she wouldn't be like, "That's weird. That's odd."
Yeah.
If she saw a straight couple and a gay couple kissing, they'd be like, "Oh, it's two individuals who love each other." That's not anything.
I think male toxicity is intolerance of other people because, like I said, humans don't like to be wrong, so they learn a certain way that life is supposed to be, and if it's different, they try to superimpose their values and push these things on them, and they do it in a very nasty way instead of just being like, oh, people are different and accepting it.
Yeah.
Because people that are toxic are always angry. Have you noticed that?
Yep.
Because they can't express themselves.
Yep.
They can't get it out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And they show it in this way of like being dominant and being, like you said, posing their thoughts and their beliefs on someone else.
Being
The control of it,
manipulative.
right? So because I can't control what I can feel, but I can try to control others.
Yeah, right.
So this is a very good talk. Any final thoughts on like what you want to teach maybe the next generation?
Acceptance. I mean, there's war sucks. People kill each other because we just can't accept each other, and that goes down to our societies and hurting your own family. People that are different. I mean, how many of us around here? Like 9 billion.
Almost.
We're not the same.
Something like that.
Yeah, we're not the same. So acceptance, I guess.
Cool. What about you, Rene?
Everybody love everybody.
It's very pageant like.
Yeah.
World peace. What's my favorite day? April 23rd. Because it's not too hot or too
Not
cold.
too cold.
All you need is a light jacket.
And I love that you fucking know that. See? A toxic man would not watch that movie.
Goddamn right.
Who would say?
I think, like they said, acceptance, loving each other, and being able to be more open, and that's pretty much it.
I think just like stepping back and being like, what is me being this way gaining me? Because I'm suffering here because I can't.
Yeah.
There are these constraints on me that I didn't put upon myself. I need to step back and be like, I need to unlearn some of these things. If you have somebody or your partner or a family member that does show toxic masculinity, I think it's the responsibility of other men to call them out on that shit. Because
Especially for your boys.
Exactly.
Especially for your boys.
Because if you are already toxic, you're not going to listen to a woman telling you this. You're going to most likely listen to other men who are in your circle that are calling you out. So yes, women can start the conversation and like have expectations, but I think ultimately is about men holding other men accountable and saying that's fucked up.
Absolutely.
Yep.
What about you, Danny?
I think you said it best right there. That calling out your boys, calling out your family members, people you work with, is going to be the best way moving forward. Because with any kind of any kind of struggle that anybody, whether it be racial, whether it be against homophobic, whether it be anti-Semitic, whatever it is, no one is gonna listen to the people doing it more than their own circle. But my biggest takeaway, of course, is just talking. I've been lucky. I never had I didn't grow up with a dad, but I grew up with all the uncles. Not the most toxic, but not the most progressive either. But luckily, I was able to just go home to my mom, my grandma every day. So I never grew up like that, and I've always been lucky to have either one or two friends that I can talk to. Hey, I'm feeling like this. I'm feeling down. And yes, most of the time it has been while drinking. That's when guys talk the most. Yeah. But it has evolved from that to like, hey, man. And it came from that conversation. Why are we all like this when we're drunk, man? Dude, like, we shouldn't, like, we can talk, right? I can talk to you, right? And, so I've been lucky enough to have several of those relationships in my life. Some have come, some have gone. But talking to people. Talk it out.
That's good. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like, find your tribe, find the people who will be there for you, who are not going to judge you. Obviously, we're going to rib on each other. We're going to make fun of each other.
Of course.
But as long as it's not
toxic.
Right? And at the end of the day, we're still there for each other, and we still can be open. I think that's a great friendship.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'll tell you when I find it. Okay.
Yeah, because you judge the fuck out of me.
Yeah,
so
fuck you, man.
How dare you?
Dude, you're a fucking asshole.
Well, guys, thank you so much for coming on.
You are not welcome.
Course, man.
Thanks, God.
Thanks, man.
And Dulce, thank you for bringing the feminine
Thank you for having
toxicity
me.
too.
I can make you that shelf. Call me.
I'm gonna call you Rene. I'm gonna be like, Rene, I need
To
help.
fix the table.
Help.
To fix the table.
First IKEA, then your house.
No, pero no lo quiero de IKEA.
Oh my God!
Damn.
Fine. Well,
This is better than IKEA.
Maybe
It's
the
gonna be a
Home
jank-ass
Depot.
looking shelf, but it'll stay.
She's so
all right?
demanding.
Con tal de que se pare está bien.
Oh, then,
Tóxica.
got you.
Tóxica.
It's gonna be some
Grosser.
pallets. Some pallet wood.
Palette. Ooh, palette. It's in
Hey,
right now.
that's actually what I was
That's
thinking
so-
about.
See?
I'm serious.
¿Sabes qué? Mira, okay, so what you do, you get one, right? And then you kind of put... And
La paras de esta
you put it
manera
up
y la
on top, and then you put a
He
couple
said no.
on each little thing, and you can put your little shells or succulents and plants.
I do pottery for succulents. Don't
Okay,
worry.
well, you guys can continue this conversation later.
Okay.
Okay.
If you have any comments about your experience, about maybe if you were this way and somehow you made it out on the other side, how you got there, leave a comment, message, spread this video. We would love to hear from you. Dulce, what are your socials?
I don't remember.
Oh my God.
Wow.
My Instagram is
Lame.
dangaz86. Renee, what's yours?
Hey, Jay Rene, if y'all need to get a beer and just talk about some shit, got you.
I don't got anything. I hide.
He hides. He's a very private.
If you want to talk to him, you can talk
Yeah,
to me. I'll
that's
get in
true.
touch with him. All
Yeah,
right?
we'll go out.
Got you.
All right, you guys, thank you so much. Have a good night.
good
Join
night.
us next
See ya.
time.
Good night.
The thoughts and opinions that are said or stated on this show do not necessarily reflect those of the Fuerte Arts Network.